All right. We are live on YouTube. Can you listen, see if you can hear Eric on YouTube
On YouTube?
or Twitch, either one?
Okay, I'll be right back.
Just let me know
I'll be right back.
in either chat. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Boom. All right. Okay, if you're just joining us, we have not started yet. Waiting on Breakman. I see he just got online. We usually start the show at 7 Eastern. So if you're in chat, welcome. I don't see anybody yet, but if you want to join us, we're live every Friday, 7 Eastern time-ish, sometimes a little later, depending on audio issues, video issues, you know, that type of stuff. But we are the longest-running skeptical RPG podcast in the world, and glad that you could join us. All right, just looking at Break, see if he's ready. All right, boom. Okay, cool. Say something, Eric, just so.
Butts.
But let's see if Bridget can hear you. Eric. Okay, Bridget, can you hear Eric? Go ahead and say something, Eric.
Farts.
Butts and farts. That's what we get from you, Eric. That's awesome. Hopefully she can hear you.
I like passed out last night and I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, cool.
So I might be pretty tired by the end of the show.
No worries, dude. We'll try to make it as quick as possible today. Maybe you can get an extra bit of shut-eye or rest and relaxation. But I think we're going to have a fun show today. Although I don't have a stinko. I mean, I do have a stinko, but I got to mark it down here. Just waiting on Break right now. All right. We didn't have a heist-capade this week, did we?
No.
All right.
I don't think so.
We'll skip that then this week. That'll save us some time. Oh, I know what this is. Boo. Oh, and I know my stinko.
Boo.
What?
Apparently this Democratic office in Ohio near Lawrence County got a bunch of manure dumped in front of it.
Oh, nice.
It's apparently the second time this has happened.
Oy. Ridiculous. Why can't we all just get along? Get along. All right. Let's add Break to the combo.
The Democrats might be garbage, but I don't think they do this.
Well, you don't be surprised, Eric. I'm never surprised at what Democrats are capable of, especially the establishment of the establishment variety. All right.
This is the local variety.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably not. They probably refrained. And Breakman is on the air.
Hello?
What is up, Break? Can you hear us both?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Did you end up getting your package, Break?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Just gonna thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I thought you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll talk about it on the show.
All right, cool. Let's see. All right. How was your week, Break, before we get started here?
Say what now?
How was your week, man?
Yeah, I guess it was a week or something.
It was something, yeah. Well, I think we're gonna have a good show today, guys. I was just telling, hey, what's up, Freak? We haven't started the show yet, so you're good to go. We're just about ready to start, but man, a lot of crazy shit this week, huh?
Yeah, I just Trump alone, just so anger over that motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll get into that. He's part of my stinkos, but there's another stinko I want to talk about.
I mean, I put it. if I wanted to make a stinko about him every week, then I might as well just make him stinko of all time.
Well,
No, we could do a podcast on him of just stinkos.
yeah. I think.
Should we call the stinker in chief?
Yeah, I mean, but this week, like, he just said one of the he openly talked about going around the Constitution. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he thinks he can get around the Constitution, and this is what I was trying to tell you guys over and over. Like, he's becoming more and more authoritative. We'll get into it. Freak Five says it was Halloween this week. Don't sound so lackluster. No, dude, I celebrate Halloween year round. Freak Five.
I wanted to see Halloween on Halloween, but it was raining and I felt tired.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that would have been so perfect, Eric. Jesus Christ, you missed out on an opportunity. That would have been awesome.
You were tired because it was raining?
No, I was just tired.
You're just tired.
No.
And I didn't feel like driving in the rain.
Yeah. Driving in the rain. You ever heard that song? Oh no, I that's a different song. Incorporate.
So you weren't able to go trick or treating? That sucks.
Incorporate.
They do that on the weekend anyway.
Incorporate Trump into the header for stinkos. I've already said Trump is in the Hall of Shame.
And since they do it on Halloween, like they're supposed to.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Oh, he was talking about break when you asked.
But considering how often it rains here, it's like no wonder they do it on the weekend
Yeah,
instead.
he was talking about you, Break. Quit sounding so damn lackluster. It was Halloween week, man.
I got one trick or treater because of the weather.
Oh, you had shitty weather, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
sucks.
downpouring here. So
Yeah.
they're like, "No, we're too cheap to go out and get candy."
Yeah. All right.
Free
well,
candy?
I wonder if there's still discount candy somewhere because.
you guys might be.
I got tons of candy here. Drive yourself over. You can have a bunch.
Yeah, there you go. You guys.
Maybe you'll like just go to Break's house one week and
Yeah,
we can
there
do
you
the
go.
show from there.
Oh shit, that'd be cool. You guys don't live super.
It'd be like a
fucking close.
5-hour drive, but whatever.
Yeah. Wow. That's a drive, dude. That's a
Yeah.
haul.
Yeah, Break is like, don't think about doing that anytime soon, dude. Like, I gotta clear it with Mrs. Breakman. And
I was
you
thinking about changing my address.
That's probably closer to 4.5. since
Yeah,
like,
Freak
it's
Five.
out already.
That's exactly the song. I saw you and him holding hands in the rain or something like that. Whatever it was. Yeah, that's the song.
I can't stand the rain.
I love the rain, man. That's my fucking favorite, man. So watching a horror movie in the rain just adds something to it. I don't know what it is, but you shut your mouth over there.
You know what's garbage? Like, leaving from your brother's house in the middle of a light snowstorm, like early in the morning, because it's a 3-hour drive and you want to be home somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Driving in the rain is not the funnest thing in the world, but driving in the snow is even worse. Blech. All right.
Yeah, I basically was driving at like half the speed limit because the snow weather was so bad. But I was lucky that like the roads didn't have many people on them since I was up so early.
Yeah.
Okay. Freak. Oh man, I want to read that, and the show hasn't started. But like he's talking about getting full-size candy bars. Now, were you a good father and sent your kids back with like different to have their costumes and reworked and stuff?
Like, yeah, rework their costumes and send them back and shit. Yeah, that would have been that's the right thing to do right there.
Do you see any Mega Mans?
Hey, we need pictures, Freak Five. His kids were Joker and Harley. That's fucking awesome, actually. All right, let's get the show started, get the show going, so we can. By the way, you guys might be happy to know we're going back to the old intro because they flagged me for the new intro.
Why?
Because I was using Empire of the Sun's song, so and it was, man, it wasn't that long. I don't understand, man. Like, fuck them. So we'll just go back to the old for now, and I'll figure out something in the meantime. Also,
He says no, but they wanted to.
yeah. Kudos to the kids for thinking, man. I mean, it ain't gonna be Freak Five that thinks.
Just slightly remix the old intro, and then we have a new intro.
No, I can't, dude. I don't even want to fuck with like big time copyrighted music anymore, man. I tried to get it under the radar, holding it under.
No, I meant like the one that you have to use now.
Oh, the one I'm using now is old school, man. And you guys, I mean, it's not that old school. I mean, it was the one that we were using before this. But anyways, here we go, guys. Let's get this party started. Welcome, everybody, to episode 513 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how was your Halloween week? We talked a little off-air about it, but in general, how you guys doing?
Better now that the weekend's over, or a week is over.
Oh, good, man. I was going to say, man, you're not looking forward to the weekend? Like, everybody works for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Break knows that song, right?
Yeah, you better not play that. You'll get copyright infringement for that, too.
Oh, Jesus, I know. If you're wondering why we changed the intro, it's because I got flagged for using Empire of the Sun's fucking song. Fuck you, record companies, you fucking assholes. You know what I don't get is, like, do like the big-time podcasts pay a shit ton of money to, like use, like, good music? Like really good, solid, you know, intros and outros and other shit, because those motherfuckers can play anything they want, and
that's why they allow them charge.
Oh God, man, it's so fucked up, man.
A lot of them have to charge because they have to spend money.
Freak5 says Loverboy sucks, man. No, that song was badass, man. Come on, man. He saw Halloween today. He loved it. Minor things were problems, but they didn't detract from how good it. Yeah, I agree for the most part, Freak5. The only problem I had with Halloween was the ending, which I discussed on my review of it. But overall, I gave it a solid 8.5. So, you know, I definitely recommend people watch it at the theater. So yeah, get on it if you haven't already. It's good flick, good scary movie, you know, all that fun stuff. So, let's see. Am I missing anything? Anything exciting over the week, Breakman?
I voted.
Oh, you voted early.
Oh, you early voted? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good, especially in Ohio, man. You guys' state is fucking whack. It's just whack. I don't know how else to say it, man.
Actually, I'm more worried it'll be purged, but that's more likely to happen if you were black or something.
There have been a good percentage of white people that have been purged too, but it's definitely
just because they're Democrats.
Yeah, they're really doing some weird shit. Dungeon said he finally finished Red Dead Redemption 2's campaign. How the fuck is that even possible, man? I thought that was like
short, and there's lots of other extra shit to do. I don't know.
It is not short by any stretch. It's just, you know, fucking Dungeon, man. I want to watch more of Dungeon playing.
Do you take the entire week off? I don't know.
Probably, man. But I know he's been hitting up Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been watching him, trying to flag him down on
I refuse to play it while Rockstar does what it does.
I'm not going to buy it until it goes down in price. I'm not paying full price for it, but it's definitely worth it. The game, I mean, that would be a disservice to the people that worked on that game, Eric, if you didn't play it, but I can understand the sentiment of
Also, I don't have the hard drive space.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's another thing. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I ran out of fucking space on my PlayStation. I did the wrong thing. I bought a 2 terabyter for my Xbox because I thought I was going to buy a lot more games on my Xbox. Turns out that well, you know, I should have bought that for the PlayStation.
And speaking of Sony, we got stuff on Sony. Fuck Sony.
Jesus Christ, man. Damn. Already. Well, why don't we get into it with just hope fucking
RPG News.
Yeah, I just hope MTV doesn't sue me for that soundbite. Eric, why don't we get started with the news?
From RPG site, we've got Umineko news. Umineko When They Cry Gold Edition their Kickstarter is up now, or like as of it will be up Wednesday.
Okay.
It's like, Anyways, says the special edition is promising a variety of new features, including full in-game voice acting, featuring an official North American cast approved by original series creator Ryokishi07. It's like, I wonder if they'll also include the Japanese voice acting from the PS3 versions and stuff.
Interesting.
Because just going to straight dub would be odd, but whatever.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on that, Eric? I'm looking at the.
But I like to see more visual novels have an English dub, because that might actually get more people interested, because they might not want to listen to the Japanese audio.
Yeah, that's true. If I have to play a visual novel, I don't want to listen in Japanese and read. And I guess I'd rather, listen in English. No offense to anybody that really digs that, but visual novels especially, it doesn't lend too well to that. I love playing games.
This is a graphics update which allow people to play the game on Steam with graphics from the PS3 games Rondo of Witch and Reasoning and Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. Now, the version that's on Steam right now does have improved artwork, but I don't think it's from the PS3 version.
Yeah.
So I think it looks even better than that.
Wow, that's good. That's good praise, man. So I'm looking at this teaser trailer thing. I don't even know what the hell this thing is, but it does look kind of pretty. It's a little dark.
And then it says new additional story content.
Yeah, it's a little dark for my taste, but whatever. Nice.
And a fully voiced dramatized audiobook of the novel Voices of Hirokojima.
Yeah. All right.
Which will be released as a free podcast series on iTunes.
Ooh, well, there you go. That's cool. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Says if the Kickstarter is funded, all owners of the Steam version of When They Cry, Umineko, so I guess that means both answer and question marks, will have access to the contents of the Gold Edition. So they need a Kickstarter to get this content on the stuff that's already on Steam.
Yeah. Hey, Breaks, Freak is asking if you like the Would You Rather he sent in.
Why are you ruining that? God damn it, I can see it.
I'm reading chat. Jesus Christ, man.
I know you can read it in your head without saying it out loud. God damn it.
Hey, I gotta read chat, man. That's my job, man. If I don't do that, what am I doing on this show? You know what I'm saying? All right, Break.
I don't know. Go away. Sorry, what was that?
Next story.
Bitch. I need to clarify. The artwork I was talking about only relates to the actual character profiles, not the rest of the game.
I didn't want to spoil the news that there's actually something in Twitter.
Wow. Sorry.
Happy.
Jesus. Wow. Well, blame Freak 5. He's the one that put it in chat. Jesus. All right. Next story, Break.
I'll blame him. Yeah, great. Coming to us live from RPG Site, and only the second story because we were on that first one for a while. Wizard Symphony set to release in Japan on February 28th, 2019. There's a trailer and screenshots for everybody in chat because the rest of you just don't get to see that.
This is okay. I know we've talked about this before, but it is getting kind of ridiculous. If you look at these screenshots, not that I'm complaining because I like this type of stuff, but it is kind of sexist. You know what I mean? Like to every
kinda. What do you mean, kinda?
It's only sexist if they do something sexist, which unfortunately does happen a lot.
No, I know, I understand that, but if you look at these screenshots, all three of the chicks in it, okay, there's an elf, there's looks like a furry and a regular chick, and they're all big-breasted, definitely cleavage out in full force. You look at the guy; he's dressed in a monk outfit. I mean, come on.
I think it has more to do with the fact that the artist lacks imagination for breast sizes.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're always most of these are exposed breasts, is what Frank's trying to say. They're not. It's not sensible armor for fighting in any way.
Yeah. Freak 5 says Frank should
It's like fantasy, though. Maybe. Yeah. Well, actually, there was a joke in the Metal Max game where, apparently you could rub cinder on your body, and that would be, the ultimate armor.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just kind of discouraged by the fact, I used to be a big defender of, men's portrayal in video games, how it was every bit of as sexist, because you'd see guys with, you know, these big bulging muscles and, you know, shirts off and stuff like that, which is no big deal. I mean, that more power to.
That's dumb, and nobody likes that, though.
No, not necessarily. That's not true. I mean, women are every bit.
I'm sure there are. They're just not nearly as much as people that like sexy girls.
Yeah.
Not as many of those in the world as there are horny men.
That's not true.
They're like
at all.
naked women.
No, that's not true, man. Like there are just as many horny women that like to see, you know, bare-chested men as there are women.
Horny women that actually would like to play such content.
Well,
that's a different story.
And pay for it.
It's 50-50. So, but
are they more willing to pay for it though? That's the question.
The answer is yes, because women make up 50%.
It's not. That's of the
it's
market.
Close. It's close to 50% of the market, but it's like 40. Last I looked, it's like 48.7, or I mean, it's really really close. But I just, this type of shit just kind of drives me crazy. Like games like this that are visual novels where, you know, the big-breasted women are all exposed, and then you get to the men, and it's like, you know,
this is a visual novel, though. This is a mobile RPG.
Okay, mobile RPG, whatever. You know what I'm saying there, Eric. It could be either or any game for that matter. But I mean, you're right. The artist should take responsibility for that. Japan's a weird place, man. Let's see. Freak5 says Frank should hit record, then mute his mic, hit and smoke a bowl until the end of the show, and then do a Grinder High dance party. Tell you what, Freak5.
I'll tell you what. I'd rather see this kind of content than the kind of content we're going to talk about with my beef with Sony right now.
Okay, let me finish what I was saying, Eric. Tell you what, Freak5, next year, if I end up getting my own place, then I will definitely be doing some more Grinder dance parties, and there may or may not be more weed at the table at that point. So look forward to that. And let's go to the next story from RPGsite.net. Night in the Woods prequel announced. So that's something to look forward to. I have not played Night in the Woods. I heard it's really good, and I definitely am going to play it. It's a unique.
I would as soon as it gets on a sale, because I think $20 is still asking a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I usually wait for sales too, Eric. So that's no problem.
It only came to the Switch recently, so I'm kind of waiting for a sale for
and
that.
For those that still are into vinyl, which unless you're kind of a hipster and have a lot of money, there's really no reason for it. But if you are,
or you're in your 60s or 70s,
so there you go. You can pre-order a vinyl soundtrack for $45, which, I mean, I know records have really good sound, but man, is it Night in the Woods? Would you pay $45 for a vinyl of Night in the Woods? Is it that?
Yeah,
good?
Whatever. Vinyls sound better. Whatever. It's a nominal. Like, it's, come on. Like, you just want to be a hipster, like you said.
Oh,
like,
shut up!
The people who were, you know, in their 70s, I get it. Like, they had records and they still have records.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But like the new people the new kids who wanna listen to records and stuff, like, you can't play a record in your car. Like, you can't go run down to the store and get a new needle or something like that. Like, you're just
I said this is a mobile RPG. No, it's actually for the PS4 and Switch.
No, Breakman, you misunderstand. You can order a needle on Amazon. Did you not know that?
Well, yeah, okay,
So
fine.
there
I mean,
you go.
I'm just saying you can't run to the store and get one immediately if it was to break.
Yeah,
And
I think you
that
can.
happens a lot.
I think at Best Buy you can, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can. Actually,
But how much do they charge?
I have no
why are
fucking
you
clue.
arguing with me? Damn it!
I mean, Best Buy is a place that tries to sell you HDMI cables for $10 or more.
Oh, more than that, dude. Like 15, 20, $30 for fucking gold-plated nonsense HDMI.
Yeah, you don't
cables.
need gold-plated
cables. I was gonna
when the normal cables work just as well. In fact, the gold ones are less likely to work as well.
By the way, I'm looking in chat, and an MXT has appeared for the first time in a long time. What's up, MXT? Holy shit, man. MXT is in chat. He says bunch of nonsense, and a bunch of... Oh, wait. You guys may have noticed I haven't been here lately. That's because my good friend, number 45, has sent me to deal with a little situation. A little invasion. What do you mean, the caravan, you son of a bitch? Dungeons in chat, he says, hi, Mr. Walmart person. Do you have a turntable in stock? What is that? Yeah, exactly. Unless you're talking to like the old... Actually, Walmart might be the place to talk about needles and vinyl and records and shit like that. Because almost everybody there that like works not as a cash register is like 100 years old.
Can you just modify a sewing needle?
You might be able to modify it. I don't know, dude. Like, that's a good question. But anyways, Night in the Woods prequel
Just
announced.
make it dull enough that it doesn't completely ruin the record.
Yeah, exactly. The caravan is insignificant next to the power of the fart or force. Oh boy, yeah. You worked a lot to get to that one, MXT. He says they can vote all they want. We'll just delete them Russian style. You son of a bitch. All right, Eric. Next story.
Next story is from RPG site as well, but this one's about a little port for a Little Dragons Cafe, which I still need to write a review for on the Switch.
Is it good?
Hopefully, since I'm pretty much done with Dark Souls,
Yeah.
I can just get to it.
Okay, cool.
But from what I heard, it's not that great though. But
I didn't
so
know.
I'm not looking forward to reviewing it.
Yeah. Freak 5 says the needles you find at Walmart are for injecting drugs, not for listening to music.
So it's
Yeah, thanks. See,
it'll come to Steam on November 15th,
All right.
and like you can manage a cafe and you have to raise a dragon, so it's like two different Sims in one.
Yeah, officially not endorsed by Eric from RPGrinders. So take that. I mean,
I can't endorse something or not endorse something. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
oh, what you've heard. Okay, I thought you had a review.
Sorry,
Yeah, I know.
jeez.
Yeah, got
I did say that, didn't I?
Jesus, Eric. All right, next story. Breakman.
Before we get to that, MXT says if they ever legalize meth, Walmart will make a killing. They'll do an end cap of Sam's Choice meth and a great value.
Oh Jesus, that's what happens when MXT joins the chat, man. This show just goes to shit like in 2 seconds, man. All right, break next story.
Yeah, we went for that last story really quick after the story before it took forever. Coming to this live for RPG site, Little Dragons Cafe heads to PC on November 15th.
Yeah, this is something that Bridget might be interested in. It's cafe sim with
And Little Dragons Cafe players can choose to play as either sibling Rin or Ren.
This is the one I just did.
No,
Wait,
you
you
didn't. No,
You weren't listening. Nobody's listening.
You did. Okay.
I thought you did a Demon Crystal story.
Yeah, that's the okay. Do the Demon Crystal story, Breakman.
I missed one, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, you have me all confused. Coming to us live from RPG site, the Demon Crystal heads to Nintendo Switch in Japan this winter.
Yeah.
Seems like the market for bringing back retroware is live and burgeoning, and the segment grows a little bigger with today's news. The Demon Crystal, a side-scrolling action RPG originally developed by YM Cat back in 1984 and released for a variety of PC platforms, MSX, PC-88, Sharp X1, etc., will be released for Nintendo Switch through the eShop this winter. Ooh.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the time that inexplicably Konosuba Wars came out. Bokosuka. Yeah, Bokosuka Wars 2 came out on the PS4. That's a thing you can buy. And anybody wants to know, Bokosuka Wars was a really terrible strategy game
Oh shit.
for the NES.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement, but I see what you're
Plus
saying.
other consoles slash computer systems.
Before,
Mainly Japanese computer systems.
before I forget, let me exile Freak 5 Chaos for his ridiculous comment in chat.
Hopefully this game's better than Bokosuka Wars, though.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to what is going on here? Jesus Christ! All right. Next one. Let's see. Breakman.
Of course you would do that.
Of course.
I'm just live from RPG site. Phantasy Star for Nintendo Switch set to release this week. Oh, wow. October 31st, so that's already happened.
Yeah, already. So, yeah.
A 925 yen. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game.
Well, I don't know when it's coming to the West yet, though, but hopefully by the end of the year.
Oh, we'll probably get it, like you said, by the end of the year, first part of next year. So yeah. As I'm getting attacked by.
Once again,
Although I
they
think
were released on November 15th in the West, and we'll have to wait for more information.
Oh, okay.
But I think that you could go to I think the games are dual language, so you could go to the Japanese eShop using a Japanese eShop card, because like I guess it won't accept your debit or credit card. So you're gonna have to like get around it by using an eShop card.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Phantasy Star. What can you say? Pretty good stuff. I am looking forward to maybe playing a little of this. I've been playing a little Ys Origins, which is an old school game but redone.
This is Origin.
What's that?
Ys Origin, not Origins.
Oh, whatever, Eric. Jesus Christ, man. Semantics. He said, she said. All right, let's move on to the next story, guys. RPGsite.net. Fate Extella Link coming to the Switch and PC in the West alongside the PS4. And check this out, the Vita. So, yeah, Q1 2019, you get... there's a Fleeting Glory edition of the game, which will include soundtrack CD, which will probably be like 4 or 5 songs. Pack of 10 collectible 3x5 cards for each of the new servants. 17 by 24 inch cloth poster. What do you guys think about cloth posters? You like cloth posters? I think they're better than regular posters.
They won't rip.
Yeah, yeah. And then a 3-inch by 4.5 inch acrylic diorama. Geez, that takes me back to elementary school, man. Like, remember when you guys had to make like dioramas, like of different things? I don't know, maybe, but featuring the servants Nero, Drake, and Skathak. Lastly, from the Japanese announcement of the game, we know that the Nintendo Switch version includes 3 chibi-fied costumes for Nero, Claudius, Tamamo no Mai, and Altera. While these costumes will be DLC for the Japanese PS4 Vita release, we'll assume they'll be included in the localized version, but nothing's been confirmed. So there you go. Is it? I mean, yeah, those are neat, nifty little extras, I guess. But acrylic diorama. I want to see that. They didn't include pictures this time, but whatever. All right, Eric. Next story.
Next story is, let's see, about how Yokai Watch 3 has got a date for Europe, and they're getting it 2 months earlier, as what usually happens with Europe with Nintendo. But they're getting it on December 7th. We're getting ours on February 8th.
Yeah. You excited for Yokai Watch 3, Eric? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the interesting thing here is, though, that this game had 3 versions that came out in Japan, and there's no mention of any of them here. So, Nintendo apparently got Level 5 to combine them all.
Ah, okay.
Which isn't too surprising, considering Yokai Watch Blasters had its Rabbit version as an update to either version of the game.
Is it worth going back to play?
You can choose which version you want to play.
Eric, is it would you recommend going back and playing like Yokai Watch 1? Or no? Would you just say jumping into 2 or 3 would be okay?
Well, you could probably just skip 1 and play 2, because 2 kind of retcons 1's plot a bit.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking. I've been thinking about going back and playing Yokai Watch. It looks interesting. It's from a really good developer. I like Level 5, so, you know. Let's see. Reading chat and reading chat. Okay. All right, break. Next story.
I'm never going to any dungeons ever again after that.
What? Sex dungeons?
After what we talked about in chat. God, never mind. Yeah, I'm not repeating what the freak was talking about. Coming to us live from RPG site, a seemingly new shift in Sony policy has resulted in excessive censoring of Japanese visual novels on PlayStation 4, and I'm guessing this is what Eric's all upset about.
Yes, yes.
Recently, there has been a heated discussion in the Japanese gaming community on how ports of visual novels on the PlayStation 4 have been getting excessively censored.
Okay, I have a big time.
I mean, it's censored to the point where there's barely an image to even be there.
Yeah,
One such example that just recently sprung up is a PS4 version of Harukaze's Nora, Princess, and Stray Cat. Blah, 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 skipping ahead. The notable point here is that while the Nintendo Switch version has not really changed when compared to last year's PlayStation Vita release, the PS4 version is heavily edited, censoring many illustrations with excessive light rays. Even lingerie and swimsuits are also subject to additional PS4 changes, which arguably end up making the illustrations appear lewder than originally intended. While the Vita release was edited slightly from the PC version, the PlayStation 4 edition seems to have gone farther beyond that. Since the PS version only released in 2017, a year after the PC version, 2016 release. This suggests a rather recent shift in Sony policy. A Japanese Twitter user at Utachibana has made a number of comparisons between the original PC version, the comparable PC Vita and Nintendo Switch versions, and the excessive censoring PS4 version, or PS4, PC, sorry, PS4. Why did I say PC?
Yeah.
PS4 version of Nora, Princess, and Stray Cat. Please be advised, though, that the tweets linked above are not safe for work. Ooh, tell me more.
As
Well, it
I
depends on what your workplace is like.
Oh
but
my god!
yes.
I clicked on the link. I shouldn't have because I'm glad it was only. But you can see the comparison here if you're in chat. I'm not going to go down any further in this guy's feed, but he does a good job of showing the differences, and it's pretty striking. Actually, the light makes it seem a lot worse than what it is, because if you look at the real pics on the right there, I don't know if you can see it in chat, but on the left it makes it seem like she's almost completely nude with the sun rays that's blocking everything, and on the right she's got a swimsuit on. So, and I know it's suggestive, but man, fucking censorship, man. I mean, what
So,
more?
and like we were talking about how Senran Kagura renewal for the PS4 is gonna have its intimacy mode removed, and then the canceling of a game like Omega Labyrinth C in the West.
Yeah.
So this is an American thing. This is a Sony of Japan thing.
Yeah.
And now they're being even more direct.
You know, Bridget and I were talking about like the difference.
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt visual novel devs who want to port their R18 games to an all ages category and make it less adult oriented by getting rid of all the adult content, but keeping some of the looter aspects. If they have to reduce the game to like where most of the images is bunch of light covering up most of the image, then they might as well not release the game on that platform at all.
Yeah. I agree.
Which is weird because like the Switch versions of these games, Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo leaves it up to the discretion of the publisher.
This is what I say.
Edit their game.
And I've said this for a long time, guys. Like, each platform, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo even, they should have a mature section. And when you go into that
They
mature...
should just go beyond that and just make it an adult section and allow AEO games on their fucking consoles
I
and
totally
stop
agree.
worrying about the blowback.
Do you know how much money that each of these platforms would make if they had an AO only section by verified people that are over 18? And I know there will be some kids that abuse it and stuff like
make
that.
the
but
games digital only. Make a separate marketplace for it.
Yes.
Via an app that you have to download on the PS4.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
And then you completely avoid the retail problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sick of everything. Like, we can't have something because it's adults only or something bullshit. Like, why do you always have to be about the kids? Like, why is that always a worry?
You know, years ago,
don't allow them to have access.
It's not even about kids. It's about moral sexual panic.
Yeah, I agree, Eric.
Puritanical nonsense.
You know, years ago,
it's something that's global.
Yes.
It's because a lot of people don't want their kids to see naked women.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't want to have to explain it. Well, suck it up, Buttercups.
Naked women, they're fine with them seeing lots of blood and guts and head and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like, they don't want them to see they don't want them to see breasts. They don't want them to see
which is weird because in Japan it's the reverse. They don't want people to see violence, but now apparently this isn't acceptable either. So what's Japan gonna get now?
You know what? Mom's upset if a kid sees a penis, like if their son sees a penis. Your son has a penis.
Yeah, exactly.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
We know what they look like.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's so weird. Bridget and I were talking about the differences between here, and I've talked about this before on the show, but like the difference between here and places in Europe is astounding. Like the violence is what is cut out in TV, right? But the nudity, like there's commercials with people that are nude, like it's no big thing. Like nobody freaks out if there's a statue. Like I remember, who was it? It was one of the, I don't know if he was Attorney General or somebody had to cover up the Lady Justice because there was a breast exposed or something. I mean, it's. I mean, are you serious? You're that out of touch with your own body or the way that the human body looks. Hold on, Eric. Like, let me finish. You're so out of touch that you can't even see like back in the day. Like in Greek times, like that was the way that people celebrated art, was by the human body, and they showed nudity in all its glory. One of the most famous statues in the world, the Thinker, was completely nude. Like, come on, man. Like, or the statue of David. I mean, all these statues like that were super famous, that were the height of art at the time, were completely nude or partially nude. Like, get over it, people. Like the body is the body. You know, it's stupid. It's a dumb thing. And you're right, Breakman. We should have the right to either buy or not buy these games. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day we had a discussion about. You remember when we had the discussion about Heavy Rain and the sex scene, or the sex scene and the nude scene with I mean, people lost their fucking collective minds with the shower scene in that game, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're afraid of a little nudity, but the guy cuts his fucking finger off and you're okay with that? Like, I'm okay with that too, to be honest with you, but
right.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, don't misunderstand. I love the blood and guts.
Yeah, I do too. I don't mind it. Like games like Doom and shit like that are good, but
Mortal Kombat, the fatalities are what it's about.
Yeah.
I don't care for blood and guts, but I don't mind seeing it.
I don't mind seeing it either. I want the option to be able to purchase.
Like it doesn't
games.
make me like have convulsions if I see it or something.
Yeah. It's so weird. And then, I mean, the one thing that is kind of weird is like seeing like what can be construed as underage nudity in a lot of Japanese game. If they cleaned that up quite a bit and made the that's
what makes me uncomfortable, is when it's like when they're doing that with like teenage girls and stuff. Like, quit sexualizing children, please.
Yeah. Freak Five says boobs would make DQA tolerable. How dare you, man? And by the way, Jessica's one of the hottest chicks ever in video games, so I don't even want to talk about that. Freak Five, you are.
All of her special abilities involve taking her top off. Is that what you're saying?
No, she has a sexy outfit in there. You can.
No, I'm talking about him. He wants boobs and DQ8. Like, that's all of her abilities are like, instead of using her whip, she just takes her top off.
I'm not even gonna say it, man.
How's that for a puff off?
All right. Let's see. I think, who did this story? I think it was maybe
Breakman.
Oh, Breakman. Okay, Eric. Next story.
Next story is that Dragon Quest Builders Western release has apparently been revealed by Nintendo.
Okay.
It says Nintendo released their second quarter earnings release. And as usual with these releases, the publisher posted a schedule of upcoming games planned for the Switch and 3DS. Okay, speaking of which, that's not going anywhere. Nintendo's going to keep making games for that thing.
Oh, yeah. The 3DS.
Until it stops making money.
Oh, it's just printing money for
They
Nintendo
would be
at this point.
stupid to move on.
So third parties don't have an excuse.
At this point, anyway.
Yeah. You know what's weird is I went to Target the other day and their 3DS section is almost non-existent anymore, which is weird. It's just
GameStop's Switch section, you think it'd be larger by now, considering how popular the Switch is.
It's not.
It's still tiny.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean,
and the Xbox section is the largest section by far.
Yeah,
it's got even more space than
what I think.
Section
what
does.
I think part of that is, Eric. I think there's more indie games, digital indie games on the Switch.
They still have 360 games at the GameStop that I have.
Yeah. All right.
Largely due to the fact that there's backwards compatibility, but still, it's like
Freak Pie said there was a finishing move in Killer Instinct where one of the female characters flashed her opponent. I believe she didn't like you didn't see her breast.
Yeah, you couldn't see anything.
But and also Chun-Li, she had like a see-through shirt in one of those Street Fighter editions, and I can't remember which one. But like the more you battled, the more you could kind of see her breast. It was weird. But all right, let's move on. Breakman.
But
go ahead.
anyways. I wasn't really done. We kind of went on a tangent.
All right,
but
go ahead.
Since on page 7 of the supplementary information document, within the list of upcoming party releases, list Dragon Quest Builders 2 for release on Nintendo Switch in 2019, US and Europe. So it's a thing that's going to happen. It doesn't say whether or not the PS4 version, but because this was a Nintendo, but I'm going to assume it is. Yeah. And the Switch is more or less a replacement for the Vita.
I'm looking at MXT. He linked this thing. He says, still the greatest game of our generation, dead or alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball. Yeah, about that. You know, I remember like reading something where the developer was all pissed off because somebody modded it to include nudity, and I'm looking at the cover of that, and I'm like, dude, you're worried about nudity with that? Come on, man. All right, anything else on that, Eric?
That sounds like one of those musicians who gets upset if people write down his lyrics, you know?
I know. All right.
Like those guys that refuse to put their lyrics in the books or anything, because no, man, this is my art.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody copying it. Yeah, you don't need people singing the right lyrics to your song either, jackass.
All right. This is appropriate. I'm giving you this next story, Breakman.
All right, coming to us live from RPG site. Fallout New California is a fan-made 30-hour RPG worthy of your attention. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 76 is the first title in the series to be developed as a full-fledged multiplayer title, and we're only a couple of weeks out from roaming the post-apocalyptic wasteland from our friend and enemies alike. With our friends and enemies alike. Jeez, I can't read today.
Actually, it's more like 76 looks like a dumpster fire, and this is a good alternative.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, play this.
I'm going to do what I always do with the Fallout games. I'm going to wait until they fix the problems.
Yes.
If they fix the problems, because they never really fix all the problems that Skyrim had.
Yeah, that's true.
I know they never do fix all the problems, but they fix a lot of the worst problems usually. But the new one, the one they're having with the beta, have you heard about that one? The one that deletes the game.
Yes, I did hear about that. Jesus Christ, man. All right, so what do we need to know about this?
So anyway, back to the story I was reading here. While we are excited for 76, it's a bit of a departure from the typical single-player experience we've come to expect from Bethesda's Fallout series. Luckily for series fans, there's a new single-player Fallout game also available now, one that's been in development for around 8 fucking years. Fallout New California, previously Fallout Project Brazil, is a fan-made standalone campaign built for the PC version of Fallout New Vegas. The mod has been incubating since 2010, originally conceived as a mod for 2008's Fallout 3. Damn. Renamed last year, New California is a total conversion of sorts that acts as a standalone prequel expansion for New Vegas. While those in the modding community have been aware of the project for a long time, I personally wasn't really informed until the narrative trailer along with the release date was dropped earlier this year, says the writer. Yeah. The length of development for New California made gathering data on the mode and more to brass tacks.
All right.
How exactly to play it, a little more difficult than I originally anticipated. Not only did the mod change names last year, but initially released as a first installment all the way back in 2013 under the original name.
Wow.
Complicating things further, the rise and fall of various mod utilities and managers in the last several years, along with the modding community of New Vegas itself, made navigating new and old, relevant and obsolete data a frustrating experience. This sounds like it, because reading that fucking paragraph was a frustrating experience. New California starts the player off inside of Vault 18, a control vault of sorts that is absent of the sort of social experiments and bizarre conditions often found in other vaults.
Yeah.
The game opens up in the middle of a football game and presents the player with an immediate choice to either tackle through an oncoming player or attempt to dodge. Those that make the first tackle will find themselves on the path of the warrior. And the game proceeds in the Coach Bragg's office.
Whoa! Somebody fall off their chair? Wow, that was weird.
And my cat ripped my headphone off my head.
Leave me.
Kitty, get out of here, kitty!
There's
man.
a lot of shit here.
It looks okay. I mean, for a mod.
I think
fuck
he
yeah.
was trying to tell me I'm done.
Yeah, I think.
No,
I think
you don't
that's-
need to read the rest of that.
Yeah, he's like,
no,
fuck
if you're not
that.
gonna stop, then I'm gonna take this away from you.
Dungeon says cat power for sure, man. Was that the what game is that where that cat is always smiling? But anyways, Dungeon says the beta was funny from what I saw. If you unlock the frame rate, you can run super fast because they tied your movement to it. It will probably be fixed when it releases, but there are Twitch clips that show someone looking at the ground and moving faster before looking in front of them and moving slower. That's funny. He says he's sitting out Fallout 76 though. I don't disagree, man. I would sit out on Fallout 76 for the simple fact it's only multiplayer, which, you know, that's
I'm really excited for it. Just as bad as they are of making games, I'm waiting.
yeah.
I'm gonna wait until there's like here's the what do they call that? They the
just
full
wants to
DLC
teabag
release,
people.
Game of the Year edition.
Yeah. I
Drake
don't
just
know.
wants to teabag people in the apocalypse.
Probably.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that, man. If you have the skill, I don't have
Yeah,
the
you can
skill.
teabag people with nukes.
Yeah. Freak5 says, Mocha Merlin by Firestone is pretty good. It's a chocolate coffee milk stout. If I want coffee, I'll drink fucking coffee. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Flavored beer like that just grosses me out even more than beer
It's,
does.
nah, it's okay. I
I
like
like
beer.
chocolate beer.
I like
The
chocolate beer
I've had has
too,
been
but
good.
man, I like
Chocolate
beer.
wine, and that's good.
I like beer. You know what I'm saying? Like just regular beer. All right.
Beer.
Yeah, beer. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. God Eater 3 launches for PS4 and PC in the West on February 8th, 2019. There's a nifty little trailer here. So yeah, that's kind of big news. A lot of people have been waiting for God Eater. So there you go. Marvelous First Studio, developer of this game, and it looks good from what I've seen.
Chocolate booze is the shiznit.
Yeah. Let's see. Frank got mad when I said if the Grinders did a South Park group costume that he should be Cartman. How dare you? I'm not fat enough to be Cartman. Freak5. I'd be.
Did
more...
he volunteer? Did you volunteer to be Cartman?
No. Freak5 volunteered me to be Cartman. Son of a bitch.
That's an older link, right?
What? What are you talking about?
Greg just put up a link about the censorship stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him out of order. Sorry.
Oh.
So yeah, here we go. But like I said, from the trailer, this looks good. I'm kind of I didn't play God Eater 1 or 2, but I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Looks pretty fucking good. But Frank Kavanaugh like beer. Son of a bitch, Freak5, you're exiled. So who's the hottest Kardashian?
I do think it's
Jenner?
kind of a missed opportunity that there isn't a Switch version of God Eater 3 planned.
The answer
currently.
to that MXT is none of them because they're all pieces of shit. But if I had to go just based on looks alone, then probably Kim.
They're all fake.
Yeah,
shit.
but Kim has the best ass out of all of them.
I was gonna say like they all look good, but it's all like it's all fake as hell.
Yeah, I don't like any of the Jenners or Kardashians, man. They're just not cool to me.
They are not good people at all.
Frank just
Well,
did.
that's why I don't like them. Who cares how they look?
Oh, he's giving me a compliment for my Cartman impersonation when Breaks Cat Attack. That's where that came from. So, yeah, I'm not fat enough to be Cartman though. So none of us are Cartman, man. All right, Eric, last story, please.
Last story is about a game, or actually, there's two more stories.
Oh yeah, two more stories. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sinnoh, Alice, and Another Eden, the cat that travels through space and time.
Ooh, I like
Those are two completely different games, by the way.
All right, I want to know more about the cat that travels through time.
Yeah, why not?
It says they're confirmed for the West. It says Green announced that during its fiscal year 2019 Q1 earnings presentation, they were releasing Sinnoh, Alice, and Another Eden in North America and Europe. Though an exact release date has not been shared. It says while we already knew previously that Another Eden, the cat that travels through space and time, will find its way to the West, this marks the first time that Sinnoh Alice, a smartphone title directed by Yoko Taro, Nier Automata, and has been given any indication of localization.
That's good news. Wow. Yeah. I think that's about it, right, Eric? There's not much more to go on but that. All right, Breakman, you get to do the honors of the final story.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era. Ooh, this is old. Coming to us live from Silicon Era. Undertale, and I'm sorry, there was an ad that popped up on me. Undertale tease leads to Delta Ruin survey program on October 30th, which is done and gone. Undertale and Toby Fox, the game's creator, began tweeting about a new PC game. Teasing noted an announcement on October 31st. Now the next project has been revealed. A website has opened that allows people to download a Deltarune survey program. Okay. Here is a transcript of the tweets that appeared at the official Undertale Twitter account. Thank you for waiting so long. After all, you and we have been waiting such a very long time. So to be here, finally, on the verge of connection, is quite exciting.
As exciting as Breakman's voice. Keep going.
I look forward to creating a new future with you.
He's
Now,
purposely writing in the
show
style
yourself.
that Undertale does usually.
Deltarune.
Yeah.
As a reminder, in Undertale, the Dreamer royal family's emblem is called the Deltarune. Undertale is available for
It is an Undertale spin-off game.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah. All right, so I guess it's time
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
for some homie discounts. Nothing major on PlayStation. I know the new games are Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Eric's been on my ass to get Bulletstorm, so now I'm going to have it, Eric. So get off my
I
ass.
haven't told you that.
Yeah, you have several times. You should get.
Apparently you did, because it was enough to get under
I
his skin.
never counted them though.
Look, it may be a little bit of an exaggeration, but hey, that's what I do on this show. Space Hulk's on sale if you're interested in that on the PlayStation. What was the other free game? Yakuza Kiwami, I believe, is the other game, which I have the Steelbook version, so that kind of sucks for me, but I definitely am interested in the full clip edition. Tetris Effect is getting a 10% off on the PlayStation for $35.99. I think that's an exclusive for now. Xbox, the only thing, I think Dirt Rally on sale for $8. That's a pretty good deal.
Has anybody seen like a PS Plus subscription for 12 months for like cheap?
No, I have not.
Like $40 cheap?
No, I haven't, and that's weird, man. Usually you do see those deals right about now. Maybe on Black Friday you'll get a deal, Eric.
I've been actually thinking about just getting a 400 gigabyte XCSE card.
Marijuana affects your memory, Freak 5 says. How
But
dare
like
you.
those are usually like $114. Hopefully I can get one for like 75 or something.
Yeah. Let's see. Just Cause 3 is $6 on the Xbox One. I don't know what their free games are. I didn't get a chance to look at the free games on the Nintendo.
There's a good one this month. I forget too. I
Yeah.
forget what it was, but there's a really good one. Oh, Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah, Battlefield 1. I picked that up for $5 on actually at
free
like
this
$4 on the PlayStation, but yeah, I don't have gold, so I can't take advantage of any of those deals. But let's see, on Nintendo, why doesn't Nintendo do a free, like you get a free game every month or two? Like,
Well, you get a free NES game if you sign up to the online service.
Yippity do.
Which you have to for every game that isn't a free-to-play game.
Yeah. FIFA.
So I needed
Eric.
to get it to play online for DBZ or Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, let me.
And do all the online stuff on Dark Souls.
All right. On Nintendo's service, I did see FIFA 19. If you're interested in soccer, which there are a lot of fans of soccer, $39.99, which is a pretty good price point there. Shimigami Tensei 4 Apocalypse is $24. And I think that's the highlights. There's a bunch of indie titles. Halloween Pinball is $1.79, so if you're looking for something super cheap, there you go. Incredibles, I know Lego Incredibles got a sizable discount down to $35.99, down from $60. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is $15.99, down from $19.99. So not much of a discount, but if you like a good solid platformer, then pick it up. on the Switch. So there you go. There are your homie discounts. Now,
I want to ask
some
MST something since he's here, but what's your opinion on the PlayStation Classic not having Legend of Dragoon on it?
oh, Jesus Christ, you asked him about Dragoon. Breakman, you had something else.
The first of the Black Friday ads leaked, and I make it my duty every year to try and give you the best deals on Black Friday.
Goddamn right, it's what we do.
So Target's Black Friday ad is leaked.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you some of the great deals that they've got on here. For PS4, they have Assassin's Creed for $35.
That's a good price.
Black Ops 4 for $45. Call of Duty World War II for $25. Detroit Become Human for $25. Doom for $15. Dragon Ball Fighter Z for $25. I still pay cheaper. Elder Scrolls 5, $15. Evil Within 2, $15. F1 2018 for $30. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition for $30. Far Cry 5, $25. God of War, $25. Lego Incredibles, $25. Lego Jurassic Park, $15. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, $15. Naruto to Boruto, $30. NBA Live 19, $15. NHL 19, $35. Overwatch for $15. Shadow of the Tomb Raider for $30. Soul Calibur 6 for $35. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $15. Starlink Battle for Atlas Starter Pack for only $40. We Happy Few for $35. Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus for $15. And WWE
I'm gonna pick that up then.
for $30. And this one's really good. They have the PlayStation 4 Slim 1 terabyte with Spider-Man for $200.
Yeah, that's that one. Right
So this is Best Buy, right?
No, this is Target. PlayStation VR with camera, Move controls, Creed Rise to Glory, and Super VR, $250. DualShock 4 controller, $400, and Turtle Beach headset for $45. Xbox, pretty much similar game lineup. Xbox controller for $40. Nintendo Switch, Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy for $25. Farming Simulator for $15. Mario and Rabbids.
That's barely a sale. That's like $5 off.
Kingdom Battle $25. Nickelodeon Kart Racers $25. Starlink Battle for Atlantis Starter Pack $40. Nintendo 2DS Super Mario Maker Bundle for $80.
Yeah, they're talking about the PS1 in chat, and Wyland's in chat. What's up, Wyland? He said if Soul Edge / Blade was on it, I'd consider buying. Yeah, $99 for what you get on that system is.
Well, Mr. Driller isn't a bad game, but I'm pretty sure you could buy that on the Xbox 360's digital downloads.
Yeah, exactly.
15 for Doom sounds fun.
Anything else, Breakman?
No. That's the first of the ads that's leaked for Black Friday.
Soul Calibur for $35. That's a good fucking price, man. That's
yeah.
really good.
I guess I do have a Sweeto.
Well, hold on. We haven't
put it up, though.
we haven't got there yet, Eric.
But that PlayStation 2 bundle, like that's a damn steal, and the VR bundle too.
Yes, but I kind of wished it was a Pro for maybe $50 more, but whatever. You know, that's it. That is a good price. I mean, if you want to get a PlayStation at a cheap price with a game, I mean, I miss the days when they included a game with your console so you could actually play it, but whatever. All right, is that it on homie discounts? I'm sure as we get closer to Black Friday we'll have way more to talk about in homie discounts. Let's move on to Twitter comments. Breakman.
Oh my god, we have one. But you all knew that because Frank spoiled all my fun. Coming to us live from Freak 5Cast, he gave us a Would You Rather.
Oh boy, here we go.
And this is a real simple one. Would you rather live in South Park or Springfield?
Oh, this is a good one. I like this one.
Yes, I really like this one.
This is easy for me.
I've had time to think about it.
Simpsons World was more interesting, so screw it. South Park's.
No,
town.
I disagree.
As much as I love South Park, Springfield's much safer.
Yeah.
I kind of
South
disagree.
Park, there's a lot of grisly death in South Park.
Not only that, but like you're subject to having Satan invade you.
Yeah, I disagree. I'd much rather be in South Park because it's a lot more interesting to me. A lot more interesting things happen in South Park than in Springfield. So if you want the safe Flanders way, then you go with Springfield. If you want the more adventurous adult world, then you would probably.
I
pick
love the South Park world. You know that. It's just has there
I'd
been an
rather
episode
live,
of South
though.
Park where somebody hasn't died in some grisly fashion?
Yeah, it's okay to be
I
scared.
mean, how long did they kill Kenny? For God's sakes, like I wouldn't feel safe in South Park.
Yeah, as long as your name wasn't Kenny, I think you'd be a-okay, man. Except for you might have to watch for an anal probe or two, but other than that,
I think I'd
you'd
never
be okay.
leave my house if I was there. I would never feel safe.
All right, man. Let's move on to
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring Minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman. And can I take a shot at it? I didn't even look at the document. Can I take a shot?
I need to change the games I was playing.
Mega Man 11.
Yeah, I played some more of that, and
right.
playing the South Park phone game. But Mega Man 11, I've beat it in several ways. I'm not going to go after the hard achievements, the ones like don't take any damage, don't beat it in under an hour. Right? Well,
Aren't there a bunch of achievements related to beating all the challenge mode levels too?
I don't think so. As far as I can tell, like the achievements, the last ones I have left, besides the like beat it in under an hour, beat it without taking damage. Like,
Is there any
really?
weird ones like
Damage?
beat the game 5 times in a row?
Oh,
No.
Freak 5
there are other ones that are like beat the level, like Acid Man stage without the acid poles turning. I haven't been able to do that one, or get through Tundra Man stage without them fucking birds dropping shit on you.
Freak 5 wants us to know he's taking a shit while listening to us. That seems about correct. Freak 5. All right.
I what? Why would he tell us that?
That's what he said in chat, man.
Because he's freak.
Yeah, that's what he said. in chat.
I guess. Okay.
All right.
Also,
Like, I
he's
thought you were
Frank,
making
so
it
of course
up
he
at
wants to
first,
tell
but
us.
I heard-
But we're here with like that's something you tell Frank on your own time. But we have to listen to that too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else you been playing, Break?
And a little bit of Halo, or that's about it. I mean, now that I've done most everything with Mega Man, I mean, there's still like the challenge levels and stuff like that, but I'm not really into those as much. I want more of like the regular game. Like I want not just Proto Man, I want like a Proto Man story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want DLC for this game badly. So
Yeah, Freak 5 says he's playing DQ8 because it's better than Knights of Pen and Paper. So I agree, Freak 5, 100%. I agree with that. That's why
that is why I was telling you. Thanks, Freak. So nice of you.
All right, what else? Break.
That's it. I'm done.
All right, Eric, what have you been playing?
More Dark Souls Remastered. The review is currently up on Totally GN, along with the Namco Museum Arcade Pack and the Dragon Ball Fighters as reviews as well.
Nice.
But I gave that game a 10 out of 10. You can learn a little bit of why.
Oh, nice. And you very rarely give 10 out of 10s. I mean, you've given high ratings to games, but 10 out of 10s, not so much. So there you go.
It's like the only other 10 out of 10 I'd give to a game this year would be Dragon Quest XI. Aside from the soundtrack, it's still that high, really related to the game.
Yep. December we'll be doing our Games of the Year picks.
I haven't actually beat Dark Souls Remastered yet. I'm at the very end of the game, and the final boss is giving me trouble because the final boss is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
It's like a truck, unless you're going to level up to the point where you could build up your strength to a point where you could just tank his hit.
There are ways around that, Eric. Just look
But
online,
I mean,
man.
I do have pyromancy, and that's something I haven't tried. I've been trying to melee him because my pyromancy is limited, and I don't think it's still with what I've got. I probably can't beat him with it just with pyromancy.
Yeah.
I'll probably throw out everything I have at him, and then resort to melee at that point.
Yeah.
Because you can apparently parry him, and it's apparently the easiest to parry him after blocking one of his first slashes. Because I guess the window of opportunity is much easier to transition from.
Yeah, Wyland says he thought the last boss was super easy. That's because you're a fucking gaming ninja. You and Dungeon, man. I'm
not that good at parrying. That's why.
Yeah, fucking Wyland.
It's harder when you're only playing a game that's on 30 frames too.
Yeah,
it's like probably easier when you can count the frames. In 60.
If there were two guys that I could watch play games live, it would be Dungeon and Wyland. Fighting games.
I went with a Dex melee build. I didn't go with the strength build.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you've been playing, Eric?
Jake Hunter Goes to the Dust.
Right.
What little I actually played that over the weekend.
Cool.
Weekend just at work when I have time.
Yeah. I was going to play God of War 3 again a little bit, but I'm done with that game. I think I'm completely done for for all time with God of War 3 because all there is left is those dumb challenges for trophies. I'm not into that, so I decided to just leave that go. King Oddball I played a little bit. I progressed a little bit more. I'm working on the diamond challenges, which are fucking hard as fuck, man. Like, you have to kill everything on screen and still have at least one diamond/rock in your inventory, and it's fucking tough, but I'm working through that. I played a little more of Siren, which is weird. It's an older like PS2 game that I picked up for I think $3-4 on PlayStation Store, and that.
Oh yeah, even Wayland had trouble with Orstein and Small.
Yeah.
See, the hard part in that fight is just getting them separated long enough to do damage to one of them, and then isolating that person, and then singling them out.
Yeah, notoriously hard.
Small's a lot easier to fight than Orstein is when he's powered up.
Yeah.
Because basically with Small, when you're fighting his powered up form, all you really have to do is like go between that pillar and just have him basically keep trying to attack you and failing until he does a forehead slam, and they just rush up to him, get a couple hits, and then rush back.
Freak 5 remembered the lyric, and so did I about halfway through the show. Freak 5, I saw you and him walking in the rain. You were holding hands, and I will never feel the same. Yeah, that's a great song, Freak 5. I love that song. Yeah, it's a good song. I also played.
I think it's funny that you can basically easily deal with. Well, it's still a matter of dodging his attacks, but like you can apparently use pyromancy very well on the final boss, which is funny because he's supposed to be a Lord of Cinder, which indicates that he's good with fire, but I guess that doesn't preclude him being invincible to it.
Of course, Wyland killed Smaw first, and then Ornstein. Of course you did. You son of a
How
bitch.
far did you beat Dark Souls, Frank?
Hell no, man. You're talking to me. I mean, I got pretty far in that game, and I'm not as good.
I really thought you were going to say, I got past the start menu.
Did you get to the demon tree boss and give up or something?
I did. Actually, yeah, that was one of the points that I have a love-hate relationship with Dark Souls.
Well, the thing with the demon tree boss is that like any damage you do to his two orbs is sustained through runs.
Yeah.
So like you can eventually wear him down. The hard part is getting to the core without getting knocked into the pit or slammed to death.
Dude, I'm a big fan of the Souls series. I love them all. I have never beat one of them because I'm not as good at video games. That's why I was saying earlier I'd like to watch like Dungeon go through like Dark Souls 1, and then maybe I can pick up some pointers. I want to look at a live playthrough of it just so I can see kind of like those games are not that bad. I know I have never beat any of them, but I don't think they're that bad because if you just take your time and you really think about what you do, this is what I normally just go.
Here's a good tip for players. Like, I need to give a good tip for players real quick.
Go ahead.
If you're trying to get Havel's ring, basically what you can do is you can go through the entrance from the Darkroot Basin and then open the door, and for whatever reason he's like zoned in there, he won't leave, but you can use poison mist pyromancy and then he'll just die after it takes him. And you could do poison arrows with the two Honor Orlando archers that will give you a hard time because they're on a precipice that's like easy to fall off of.
Yeah. Especially
since they'll pull out their swords and try to kill you. I mean, what you could do is you could walk up to them, force them to pull out their swords, then run back hopefully without falling, and then they'll probably fall on their own.
The easiest way to beat those games is to watch somebody speedrun it. I saw somebody play Bloodborne, and they beat it, and I think it was like 34, 37 minutes, something like that. And I'm not saying that that will help you beat the entire game in the way that you should. Like, you should be able to go through each and every boss, etc. But you can pick up a lot from that. Like, a lot of those players don't even wear armor when they go into bosses, and it's just a matter.
That's because they're good at games. Like, those players are just like, God damn it!
No,
I watched those people do it, and it's like, oh man, that looks.
Well, I'm sure it took
so
them
easy,
forever to
but-
get that good.
You guys let me
Because,
finish.
like,
Yeah, just let me finish real quick.
The pros make it look easy, but it's not.
No, I agree with that, but the thing that you can gain from that is the bosses that they do battle, because they skip some bosses because they know the shortcuts. The bosses that they do play and beat, all you have to do is follow what they're doing, and you don't need anything special. You just need what they have. Like, sometimes you pick up like bombs, like gas bombs, and you throw it, and that helps you a lot, or you know, things like that. I'm not saying that you're going to be as good as that person, because those people really are pros. They can they know every move set of every boss and enemy and stuff like that. But you can get a lot of like, especially with bosses, yeah, like it's not hard. It's really, that's how I got as far as I did in those fucking games.
Also, I want to talk about how absolutely bonkers the final area of Dark Souls is.
All right, hurry up, Eric, because we gotta.
The floor is lava, basically,
Yeah.
and there are a bunch of walking dinosaur feet that will kill you. Because it's like they looked at the dragons and like, yeah, this dragon's too large to use as a normal enemy. Why don't we just split them up and maybe we'll like just make their feet enemies, and we'll put like 20 of them in this map.
That it wouldn't be a Dark Souls game unless they did something bonkers like that.
So I basically snipered them with arrows.
Yeah. Dungeon says, I hear what Frank is saying, though. Speedrunners also optimize weapon sets. That's what I'm talking about. You can find out what weapon sets are good for specific bosses, and that's what I'm talking about. You can, really take good effect of that stuff. All right, I've also been playing a little bit of MPQ. I got my save back, luckily. That was an ordeal and a half. Ease Origin, I've been playing a lot of Ease Origin, and that game is really fucking good. I think I'm about halfway, maybe a little over halfway in that game, and I'll have a review of that coming up maybe next week or the week after. Tetris Effect. If you haven't already, download the demo for Tetris Effect. It's more Tetris, but I like it because it's kind of updated with modern music and effects. Like, I don't know. To me, Tetris has always been kind of hard, but it's a classic.
Is it a Switch game?
It is not a Switch game. It's a PS4 game, so you won't be able to play it.
It should be on the Switch.
It should be, but maybe later.
It should be on Xbox too.
Yeah. The thing I don't like is that the demo is timed. Like, you only can play it this weekend. So if you're listening, you'll probably listen to this on a Saturday or Sunday. Download it and play it while you can, because after Sunday you won't be able to play the demo, which is stupid. I hate timed demos. It just makes zero sense. And that's what I've been playing.
Bastards. How dare they?
Yep.
Tease us with their Tetris and then take it away.
Yep. Okay.
One thing I wish Dark Souls Remastered would have done is you have a way to use a lightning spear spell, which is something that you got in the network test that they did.
Yeah.
If you played as one character. But I think it's one of Solaire's abilities actually, and it would have been neat to have that as a spell.
Yeah. All right, Dungeon says, I need to play the Tetris Effect demo more. The music's really neat. That's the highlight of that. The music is super good. If I got it, it would be for that alone, but I'll wait till it goes down in price. Right now, you can pick it up for $35.99, which is like $5 off of the $40 price tag, so on PlayStation. So, is it worth $40? I don't know. It depends on how much stock you put into music and effects. It's Tetris. That's all it is. They have a really neat mode where you can kind of pause it and get as many lines as you possibly can, and that counts as part of your score. I couldn't get anything more than a D on it, though. I tried really hard, but I'm just not very good at Tetris. But all right, it's time to move on to All right, some reviews. I don't think we have too many. Eric, I didn't see a review for you. I do have one. Break, did you get a chance to see Castlevania Season 2?
Yeah, I thought we were all going that.
Eric missed out on it, so Eric, I don't know if you want to...
Next week I'll probably have a review of that, maybe. But I'm definitely going to have reviews of Bohemian Rhapsody,
nice.
Love Chunin Bo, and Other Delusions movie.
All right.
As well as a review for this movie called Liz and the Bluebird.
That's something to look forward to next week on reviews. But this week, Eric, I don't know if you want to tune out. If you're in chat, if you're listening live, just fast forward about maybe 5-10 minutes, and that'll be...
well, you could do no spoilers.
I'll try as much as I can, but there's something I really want to talk about in this season of Castlevania. So,
just take your headset off, man. I do it all the time. Come on, be a team player.
First off, let me say, and I put this in my notes. Damn. Castlevania 2 is all that and more. I didn't think they could top that last battle in Season 1. Spoilers, anybody, if anybody's out there, this is your time to, fast forward 10 minutes later into the show. Spoilers. So there's all the spoiler alerts that I'm going to do.
They're all leaving. What the hell, man? None of them have seen this. I'm so disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
I was told I had to because it was homework.
Yeah.
And then nobody else watches it except you.
I'm going to do as spoiler-free as I can.
I'm glad we watched it because it's fucking awesome.
Oh, God, dude. Season 2, I can honestly say at this point that Castlevania Season 1 and 2 have been the best video game to, I don't know what you want to say, small screen / big screen adaptations. It is... all that and more. The writing's fantastic.
It's remaining faithful to the game.
It's faithful to the game, and it also has they kind of tweaked the story a little bit to be better. Have you noticed that, Breakman? Like it just seems like it's a very simple premise. But
there's been some small tweaks, but yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
The only thing I really didn't like about the season is they spent way too much time in the library.
I like that though because that set up a lot of potential things. Break, but
most of that was just to set up the story of the villains, and set up Hector and Isaac's story.
Yes, but that's good for next season, man. I mean,
I know it is, but I just I didn't want Alucard and Trevor spending so much damn time in the library.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but man, dude, the payoff for Season 2 was so worth it. I honestly
the fight at the end of the library and the fight in Dracula's castle.
Honestly, Breakman, I did not think that they could top the Alucard, Trevor, and I can never remember the mage's name, but
Sypha.
Sypha.
Or is it Sypha or Sypha?
I think it's Sypha. I'll just call her Syphilis for shits and grins.
That sounds good.
But yeah, I did not think that they could top that because that battle was fucking phenomenal, and it had me like almost breathless at times. Break like when Alucard and Trevor were kind of going back and forth, and Alucard had that whip going, and not Alucard, Trevor had the whip going, and Alucard had his sword, and they were going back and forth super fast, and neither one really had an advantage, and it was just to me kind of breathtaking. But they fucking did it. They did it, Breakman. In the penultimate episode when they were in the castle, they had a battle for the fucking ages with Dracula and his minions that I honestly, I can't think of another anime that had that breathtaking of a battle for the life of me. I can't remember anything other than the other, Season 1 battle that had me on the edge of my seat as much as that battle with the trio and Dracula. It was, to me, one of the finest anime episodes in the history of anime, and that is not hyperbole to me. I've seen a lot of anime, not a lot of newer anime. I'm more of an old school anime guy, but to me, that battle in particular was one for the fucking ages, and I don't know what your thoughts on that whole thing was.
Yeah, like I said, the library battle and that battle with against Dracula were two amazing battles.
Yeah, the what you call it, the battle in the library was that wicked, because the trio comes in and they basically decide that they're going to be support for Alucard, right? And Alucard, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but he transforms into something and he just kicks so much fucking ass, man. Like he just I mean, they just decimated the minions. There was no...
Yeah, it was one of those just kind of showing off how badass the characters are.
Yes.
Which is why I wish they hadn't spent so much time in the library and spent more time fighting enemies.
But I think that kind of set up those two battles like so perfectly, because we kept waiting and waiting for it, right? The anticipation was pitch perfect. And then they get to the battle with Dracula, which, holy fuck, man. It basically was Dracula versus Alucard. And they went back and forth for the longest, but eventually Dracula got the upper hand, and what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but
we just spoiled everything else. I mean, at this point,
yeah, I don't want to spoil that because that's
because I wanted to talk about the final episode. Like, I like how the show ended.
Yes, I did too. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, let's go ahead and spoil it, man. So they have the battle, and Dracula gets the best of Alucard, but they end up in Alucard's room when he was a kid, right? And so Dracula kind of has a conscience, and he's like, well, what am I doing, blah, blah, blah. And that's the point when Alucard kind of took advantage, right? And rams the sword right through Dracula's heart, right? And then the other two finally catch up to him after battling their own battles, and Trevor didn't even hesitate. He walks right in there, right? And he just takes his sword and lops off Dracula's head and Dracula, right?
Yeah.
All right. Talk about the final episode, Break.
So the final episode is the kind of like the epilogue episode where you get to find out that Trevor and Sypha, they'd been bound in the library, which they're going to be together. And if you know the backstory of the Castlevania saga, like they're the grandparents of Simon Belmont.
Yes.
So you knew going in, you knew that they were going to end up together. But what I really liked was the Dracula's castle was moved, and it was moved to the old home of the Belmonts.
Yeah,
on top
that was
of it, and
wicked.
he gave, and Trevor gave his castle his home to
Alucard. Yeah,
who went back to his home, and it was just such a heartbreaking, like, for him, like the happiness of Trevor and Sypha juxtaposed with the sadness of Alucard. Like, he killed his father.
Yeah,
it's still like unhappy, like, because he remembers his father from being a loving father at one point in his life. I mean, probably still not the best of fathers, because he's Dracula, but Dracula's wife softened his heart in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
and changed Dracula from who he was, and to end the show, Alucard was crying.
Yeah,
He's sitting there crying, just remembering the past.
Yeah.
And it was such a sad end to the show, but it made so much sense.
Yeah, and what else was set up in that final episode was I can't remember their names. The two
Hector and Isaac.
Hector and Isaac.
Isaac's gonna be the good one, or no, I'm sorry. Isaac's gonna be the bad one. Hector's gonna be the good one.
Yes, and it's setting up to be really, really good for season 3. Which, by the way, Castlevania season 3. Confirmed. So
yeah, they confirmed it almost right away. So apparently, like, cartoons apparently do really well on Netflix.
Yeah, as opposed to something
good.
else. As opposed to
because they don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say as opposed to something else, which I will be talking about in my stinkos with Netflix. But,
yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up at first. I'd been waiting, but then we found out this week for sure what happened. Like, I thought something else was happening, and now we found that out, and it's like, oh, okay, but. So, and then I also want to bring up Godbrand. Like, God, that was an awesome character.
Yeah. God damn, some
I
good
love
shit.
that guy. Oh, I was sad when they killed him. Like, no, like he's awesome. Oh well.
And by the way,
Okay.
that whip that Trevor has is fucking amazing, man. That one that he picked up in the library that he found.
Yeah, his Morningstar.
Yes, the Morning Star. That thing is, it's not really a Morning Star. It's a morning whip, I think. But
No, but that's the name. That's the name of it. It's the Morningstar.
Yeah, and that thing is, we don't even know the full potential of that thing yet. I mean, if
I know. But when is he gonna get the vampire killer then?
yeah, that's another question. But holy fuck, was it good, man? I'm giving Castlevania Season 2 probably a 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason I didn't give it is because what you said, they might have taken a little bit too long, but the payoff is fucking good, man.
Oh yeah.
Really fucking good, and it sets up well for Season 3. So I'm really happy. The writing is fantastic, the direction, the animation is I think on par with good modern animation, wouldn't you say, Breakman? I mean, I don't watch a lot of modern animation, but it looks on par with what I've seen. So
yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
we didn't mention my favorite part of it though was Trevor and Alucard's complete disdain for one another.
At first it was kind of that way, but then they kind of have like at the end they realized that they were kind of equals, and neither one was going to best the other, so they kind of let their differences aside. I like how
I know,
they did
but
that.
like it ended with their last interaction was Trevor waving, and instead of Alucard waving back, he gave him the finger.
Yeah, I know that was.
I
That
love
was kind of a
that.
nod, at like a brotherly like finger. You know, it wasn't hatred at that point. You
It
know,
was
so.
hilarious. Though.
All right, do you think it's safe for getting people?
Yeah, we're done.
What
We're
do you-
done.
what do
so
you-
I say about a 9
Yeah,
for me then.
yeah. All right, so that is our review of Castlevania. Obviously, high marks. But let's see, what is up next? Oh, I know what's up next. If it ever decides to.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, it is time for our Stinkos of the week. Breakman, do you have any Stinkos?
Yeah, but I don't really want to talk. Maybe I'll talk about it later. I don't know. I don't feel like it right this moment.
All right, well then I'll go with mine. Eric, are you back?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Eric, are you back? Did we get Eric back? Okay, we'll wait.
I don't know.
We'll wait till Eric comes back. And
Okay,
I'll do
well
my-
then I'll go ahead with my Stinko then. You know, this year, well, back in June, I buried an uncle who lived in Texas. I talked about that, right?
Yes,
And then last month, or not last month now because it's November. Today's the 2nd, I think.
3rd.
So in September, another uncle who lived in the city died. So
Oh boy.
I'm talking about that, right? So if you don't know where this is going, today I buried another uncle.
Jesus Christ, man, you're having a tough year, man. That's Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, I mean we got other stinkos. But
I
nothing else
know,
matters that
Breakman.
much to
You
me.
know, I mean, we talk a lot about stinkos and shit that really pisses us off and stuff like that, but nothing.
Yeah, I mean we're going to talk about Trump shortly, so
Yeah, nothing can really
I don't want to
top.
call him Trump anymore. I want to call him other stuff because he wants his name out there. I want to call him stuff like Orangey McFat Pants. and shit
Okay,
like that.
yeah, that's actually, I was gonna get to that, Breakman. So that's a good segue to my stinko. I got two. First one is the Cheeto. I think he's directly responsible for some of this shit that's going on, man. Like he didn't send the bombs. He wasn't personally involved as far as I know. I wouldn't be surprised if someone in his camp was involved in some way, but he's not personally responsible, but he bears some responsibility to the synagogue killings and the general hatred that's being spewed by the right wing. And you know what? There are good right wing ideas. I'm not gonna totally discount the right wing, but the right wing has moved further and further to the right. And now that Trump's or the Cheeto is in office, I think the rhetoric has been turned up like 10 notches, and the violence
and his constant blaming the media for everything, and the media has done things in the past, but this is on him, like him stoking like anti-Semitism.
Yes,
like, he constantly blames George Soros, and he's gone to he's linked to stories and insinuated stories where Soros is paying for the migrants and stuff.
Yeah.
He's using as he's using them as he loves that because he's using that to stir up votes for his side.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. Like him sending troops down there for a group that he's sending like 15,000 troops to fight off what? People who are fleeing a shitty country.
This is exactly right.
He wants to send them down there now, and they're not even going to be here for at least another month.
You know what's worse is there used to be a host on this show. I'm not going to mention any names, but one of the arguments that he and I went at it about was the argument that we should have it one of two ways: either open the borders or do what Trump is doing now and basically set up shop at the border and basically kill everybody that tries to get in. And that second part is one of the most reviling things I think I've ever had to debate with somebody. I mean, you're talking about two different worlds here. You're talking about either having open borders or you're talking about mowing down people at the border. And I'm thinking to myself, you know how many innocent people that would be killed by you doing that, by just, putting up turrets and shooting people as they try to enter this country illegally or
like this isn't the zombie apocalypse, for fuck's sake.
Right.
These aren't fucking aliens from the Aliens movie.
One of the most disgusting things that I've heard the Cheeto say since he's been in office just came up, Breakman, and maybe you heard it, but he said that the rocks that the migrants could potentially throw, and by the way, he made the fake assertion that at the Guatemalan-Mexican border that the migrants were throwing rocks. That's not true. They were let through at the Mexican border because they were seeking asylum, which Mexico and United States have that in common. If you're seeking asylum, you can enter freely into the country as long as you are vetted. And
he likes making shit up or using like those far right like InfoWars type sites, like using their what they say is like his facts, his quote unquote facts.
Yeah, and it's really weird because his supporters are ardent, man. They will not budge. Like the base, they won't budge a millisecond. And let's get back to the George Soros thing real quick, Breakman.
Because this caused the worst shooting of Jewish American people in American history.
Yes.
Like a lot of these people fled. A lot of these people are descendants from people who fled Germany during the Holocaust. This is supposed to be a safe place.
Yes, and by the way,
him stoking anti-Semitic fears and then blaming the media it's absolutely flippin' ridiculous. Like, he has done everything he can to insinuate things like the Jews are evil and the Muslims are evil and like the Mexican migrants. Those aren't Mexican migrants. There are good people in there, but mostly they're terrorists.
It's like weird. He said that there were Middle Eastern people in there, which is absolutely not true.
Where is your proof on that?
There's no
That's
proof.
Just like the proof that, or just like they talk about George Soros is funding those people, and he's definitely insinuated that.
Okay, that's one thing I wanted to talk about.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Why at this point?
And the proof is because they have a picture of somebody handing migrants money. Well, apparently that's pretty common for human beings to help out other human beings.
Right.
I know this is shocking to people like you, Donald Trump, but when a human being sees another human being in need, if we have $1, around here, you shouldn't give a homeless person money. You should give them food or drink. But you know what I mean.
Well,
you help.
Right.
You don't fucking lash out at them.
Here's the thing. I changed my stance on giving money to homeless people, Breakman. I used to think that money is going to go straight to alcohol. That money is going to go straight to drugs. That money is going to go straight to whatever. But you know what? Once I give money to somebody, at that point, it's not really about that person. It's about how good it makes me feel. I don't give a fuck what they do with that money. I did my part, right?
See, that's kind of how I used to feel. Is the weird thing. But I what's happened with the fentanyl and the heroin overdoses.
Yeah.
A lot of people going out and begging for money. We have been people. Well, they're going to do heroin and overdose, and my stance is, I'm not going to help anybody kill themselves.
No, I agree with that, but you can't control.
That's why I'll give them like food or water. Stuff
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
and that's fine. That's fine too. If you're in a position to do that, then more power to you. It's funny, Break. I saw a woman with her kid, and I'm like, this woman desperately needs help. Like, you don't just go on the side of the road begging for money unless you, with your kids, no less, if you don't need help. Like, I've been there. Like, I self-imposed leaving my house for reasons that, I won't get into here. But at one point, I thought I was going to be homeless. And then I thought, what am I going to do then? I mean, I'm going to be one of these people on the side of the roads needing money for food, for basic necessities, So it's just, I mean, you never know until you're there, man. Like,
but the problem is, like, around here we had several months ago we had like a big homeless problem pop up. It was a big homeless camp popped up downtown.
Yeah.
And there were obviously the activists that are saying, like, they need to be here, we need to protect them. By the way, those people are fucking retarded. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't mean to say the R word, but you know what I mean. Those people are stupid. If you're helping somebody to stay on the street, you're not helping them. But anyway, there were activists out there actively helping most of the people get off of the streets, get into shelters, and get into homes and stuff like that. The problem is there's a certain amount of people, like a small amount, that refuse. They don't want help. There are people that want to live outside. They don't want to get off whatever they're on, like heroin or anything like that, and you can't make somebody get off a drug. They have to want to get off of it.
I agree with you, Breakman. There is, but that goes to the opioid crisis and the drug war, and that's a whole.
I know. There's really a complicated situation.
Yeah.
But I've heard those activists that are like, we gotta do everything we can for these people, and what are you doing by keeping them on the street? You're not helping them.
You know what the number one thing, if you really don't want these caravans to come up to the United States to seek asylum, you know what the number one thing that we could do that would help alleviate that problem almost immediately,
help
man?
Those other countries?
Well, not even, but in a way that might sound kind of weird to other people. How about we stop the drug war? You know the reason why that these people are coming up to this country is to seek asylum.
Right. I don't mean to interrupt you because you're making a very valid point, but Freak made me laugh. So he said, if I didn't give a homeless person money, it would go straight to alcohol.
Yeah. So see, you could look at it that way, Freak 5. To break your alcohol habit, give money to the poor, man. I mean, shit. I'll take $20. I could use $20 right now. Anyways, no. What was I saying? Okay. The biggest problem is the drug war. There's a reason why these people are coming up in caravans to countries that are probably a little bit safer than their country, especially the United States. It's because of the fucking drug war that we've had going on since the Reagan years, or even before that, the fucking Nixon years. If we just stop the drug war, we would cut down the cartels like crazy. If we cut them off of their money source, it would help so much in so many different ways. It would help our economy. It would help their economy. It would cut down the drug wars in those countries, and it would help the drugs flowing into this country left and right that I don't think is as bad as what people say. I think that the number one problem in this country is the pharmaceutical companies, not the drug cartels. The drug cartels are a big problem, no question about that. But if we cut off their source and we limit what these fucking piece of shit pharmaceutical companies are doing to our country, we would be in much better shape. And by the way, what about legalizing marijuana like Canada did? I think that would go a long ways in helping this opioid crisis, because
and DB sums up a lot of the problem. People just want to believe anything that reinforces their echo chamber.
Yeah.
People, you want to believe a fact that you've believed, all your life. And I know I guess I'm different from most people, because there's been a lot of stuff that I was raised to believe that's like, okay, well, that's not true.
But you have
under religion, for instance, but people, and they just want to reinforce, like, well, Trump's he's a Republican, so obviously he's got our values in mind, and in the end, like our values are for the better of this country and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people believe that because they don't want to think about the subject.
This is why I have problems with the two-party system.
They just want to justify their beliefs.
I think we should
actually want to think.
I honestly think we should get rid of the two-party system. I really do.
I've said that many times. Like the two-party system, it's broken. It's just the world isn't black and white. It's not yin and yang.
Yeah,
there are shades of gray throughout this world, and two parties doesn't make sense. I mean, the government wasn't built as a two-party system in the fucking first place. I mean, there are three fucking branches.
We had the Whigs, the I forget.
Oh
the
that too. But I meant like there's the judicial branch, legislative.
Yeah. We do it usually in threes because that's a good check and balance.
It doesn't. Republicans and Democrats doesn't make sense. It goes against so much.
Never has.
And a lot of like what's going on now, like people kind of deities the president, and that goes against everything we stand for.
Yeah.
And speaking of going against everything we stand for, the president of the United States this week said, "Oh, I'm just going to go around the Constitution."
Yep. Which is look.
I just like how can anybody support somebody who says something like that?
I agree with you 100%.
But they do. They cheer him.
This is crazy. This is why I told you that we very well could be heading to an authoritarian nation.
Wait, too much to find facts. Easier just believe loud noises. Exactly, DB.
Yeah. But. You know, I've been wailing about this for the longest about how Trump is headed in that direction, and we don't want to believe that can happen. But the way things are going, man, if these midterm elections don't go the way that we think they're going to go, Break and Eric, that's one step closer to it. You know, and there are ways that Trump already wants to trample on the Constitution. We've already talked about that, so.
But him doing that, like he can say he's going around the Constitution, but court systems are immediately going to stop.
But see, here's
like
the thing.
He can't do it.
Well,
I mean, he wants to, and the fact that he's talking about it should be enough to offend everyone. But the fact is, he can't do it.
Yeah, well, I think he can do it with executive order.
No, actually,
hold on.
Everybody on his party is saying no, you can't.
They can say it, but the last I checked, Gorsuch was put in place by Trump, and also Kavanaugh was put in place by Trump. So,
what's that have to do with becoming a totalitarian society?
Because these things can go all the way up to the Supreme Court, right? Like his travel ban, for instance. Do you think right now that if he imposed a different travel ban, that if it got all the way up to the Supreme Court, that Kavanaugh wouldn't side with Trump?
The thing is, the Supreme Court takes things slowly, too. A lot of that stuff won't get up there in time for Trump to do any of it.
What if he gets...
because the thing is, they've already tried... since Kavanaugh's been in, and they've already punted on immigration. They're not doing it. Supreme Court's not going to do it.
I hope not, but
they've already said no. We want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, well,
that was just the last few weeks, so it does not look like anything could ever happen.
I have a feeling the Democrats are going to take the House, and they might shock the world and take the Senate. If that happens, all bets are off, and then we don't really have to worry about Trump. If the Republicans shock the world like Trump shocked the world and keep the House and the Senate, I can see things easily working in Donald Trump's favor to where he can angle to where we don't want it to go. And I can also easily see Trump winning re-election in 2020 because it's awful.
Yeah, I can see him winning re-election too. But you forget about like states' rights and how much states have gone against
you think Trump
against executive order. Well, for instance, look at your state with your legalization of marijuana.
Yeah. Well,
you guys have stumped your nose at the president and the country in general.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
the laws of the land.
That's true.
It's not that hard. Like, judges across the land won't let that happen. Is what I'm saying.
I agree for the most part.
Any of his executive orders that try and go around the Constitution,
but
they're going to be like, no, that's unconstitutional. So no, that can't happen.
But there are rumblings about Jeff Sessions kind of taking over in Colorado and doing some really bad things here, man. Like arresting people like me for using marijuana, either medically or recreationally. Like there are there are things that they can still do to disrupt the states, man. And that's all I'm saying. Like, we talk about, we briefly talked about civil war in this country, but there's something brewing. I think a civil war in a different kind of sense, not where, you know, Republicans are going to fight against Democrats with guns, which, you know, if the right wing had their way, that would be the way to do it. But I think there are ways that half the country could fight the other half of the country, and shit could get really wild, man. That's why I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but I'm really hoping that the Democrats at least take the House and maybe the Senate. I think the Democrats are fucking weak anyways, but at least it would be a nice, decent check on the way that the Cheeto does business in the White House, which is weird. Why are we talking about the Cheeto doing business in the White House and not talking about enacting policy that helps every single American? It's so fucking weird, man. I don't know. Like, I think
because he's been able to stoke people's fears, and that's playing to the most common human instinct is fear, really.
Yeah.
And as long as he can stoke people's fears, like he's doing with the migrants,
yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, he's done that since he's been running, like the build the wall.
Yeah.
Like he's stoking fear, and it's easy if you stoke somebody's fear.
Yeah.
Shit. There was something I was reading about it that really perfectly explained it. I wish I had it with me.
One thing that you guys have said that I was kind of railing against is the build the wall thing. He's never building that fucking wall, man.
Yeah, no shit. But like that's one of the things like that I was reading earlier. Like his claims, like we're building that wall, and then people in his rallies, they'll be interviewed by news affiliates, and they're like, "Well, he started building that wall."
No, he hasn't.
What? Because he said he has?
Yeah. Well,
do you people not like? Where do you people get your fucking information? All from him?
Yes, and Fox News. Those are the two places, man. Fox News and you know what's weird? I was reading something about Fox News and their ratings. You know that they have better ratings than CNN and MSNBC combined, which is the weirdest thing to me because their demographic is 65 and older. White male, 65 years and older. I mean,
there was something that I was kind of blown away with that I found out earlier. Apparently, there's somebody on Fox News with complete common sense.
Yeah, it's Shep Smith.
Shep Smith. Yeah, I saw that video, like of him, like saying, like, "There's nobody coming to invade you" and stuff. And I'm like, wait, and he still has a job there?
You know what? You know what? I saw a segment on Fox News about the migrant caravan bringing disease like chicken pox and
the
leprosy.
problem is, like, those countries that they're coming from, vaccinations aren't common.
No. But check this out.
Speaking of which, I need to get my flu shot tomorrow.
I got mine, thankfully.
I got mine too. You need to do that.
By the way,
I'll just go to hit up a Rite Aid.
Think about that, though, Breakman. Chicken pox and leprosy. We haven't had a
No, I'm
case.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's a fact that a lot of those people that are coming up aren't vaccinated because they come with countries that don't have the money to do stuff like that, which is why they're coming to this country.
But you know what happens if they come into this country legally via,
if the people here who would, the anti-vaxxers would just vax, that wouldn't be a fucking problem at all.
Exactly. But you know what happens when people
anti-vaxxers are so fucking stupid.
You know what happens when you have access to healthcare?
Well, it's not just the anti-vaxxers. It's like some people don't get vaccinations just because they don't have the money.
Well, that's true. But if we had a system like Medicare for all, you know what would happen? People would get their vaccinations because they wouldn't have to worry about the money. And then people talk about, well, how are we going to pay for that? And then they always talk about how much it would cost. You know how much it would save if nobody had to pay these ridiculous amounts of healthcare costs to the insurance companies? It would be a surplus. We would actually save fucking money, man. It's crazy. The numbers are in the billions and billions and billions of dollars. Real quickly.
Meanwhile, we have a jackass that keeps raising our deficit.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys that went on Twitter many times to criticize the president right before him for raising the deficit. So what's he do? He raises it more.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about real quickly another stinko of mine. Luke Cage got canceled. And that sucks because I love that show,
I didn't say anything when it happened because there were rumors that and Iron Fist were canceled because they're going to the Heroes for Hire. But now this week Netflix revealed that no, it was canceled because of ratings.
I thought Luke Cage had really good ratings, man.
They did the first season, but the second season they lost over 50% of their audience.
Yeah, that really sucks, man. But
yeah, they've been canceling a lot of shows. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Netflix, it seems like the cartoons are doing really well budget-wise,
ratings,
like rating-wise and stuff like that. Like I think they already announced Big Mouth season 3 and Castlevania season 3. Like they announced like the day it came out. But the live action shows, they've been canceling a lot of those.
Yeah, and
I worry about Daredevil's fate because Daredevil season 3 was so fucking amazing.
I haven't seen season 3.
I don't want to talk about it yet because I know like nobody else has really got a chance to see it. But
here's the thing. I think
we're running up at 9, and we haven't even got the Sweetos yet.
Don't worry, Eric. I got it under control. Quickly, I think that Luke Cage and Iron Fist will be seen on the Disney side of things real soon. So I'm not crying just yet about Luke Cage, but I think I think that we'll get them back at some point later on, probably on Disney's streaming service. And I do expect Daredevil to get canceled as well. And I also expect Jessica Jones and any other Marvel affiliated thing to do with Netflix. I think it's all in the works to head over to Disney streaming service. Maybe not this year or next year, but the following years we'll see more and more over on their streaming service, which is fine. I mean, that's their property, so why not? All right, Sweetos of the week. Eric, you already talked about your stinko with the Senran Kagura burst shit, I believe. Let's move on to our Sweetos, Eric.
Sweetos.
Yeah, I don't think you had.
See, now I waited so long, I've forgotten about it.
Okay, Breakman.
Thanks, guys.
Whatever. You could have wrote it down.
Sweeto.
You could have wrote it down.
Well, that's because
right?
I just found it, and now
you should have.
forgot where it
You
was.
should have wrote
I
it
should
down.
have the link. I should have had a link.
Yeah,
but no.
thank us for you not writing it down or putting the link in chat or.
See, I don't have to write down because I can just look at my Sweeto, this awesome Mega Man pop that Frank sent me.
Oh, there you go, man. Yeah.
That's what he's been talking about for the last couple weeks. Anybody?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's paying attention.
Send
me this Mega Man pop. It's pretty awesome.
Well, I don't remember what my Sweeto is, but I do have a homie discount of sorts.
Oh, okay.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. If you don't have a Switch, but you have a Wii U, it's $32.99.
I wish that was a Switch price because I would definitely pick that up when I got money. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I remember my Sweeto. I just had to get my brain excuse to remember things. But speaking of the Nintendo Switch, I did pick up Valkyria Chronicles 4 on the Switch for $40 on eBay.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad. It's not bad at all.
I also sold my Namco Museum arcade pack for like $25, and I used that to help pay for the Japanese physical release of the Switch version of the Mega Man X Collection 2.
Yeah. Cool. Breakman, real quickly about your Sweeto, man. Would you have preferred, because I had like choices, man. Like, would you have preferred the action pose or just the standing pose of that Mega Man deal? The pop. Are you there, Break?
I'm not complaining at all. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like it, man. I thought it was the better of the options.
Like him jumping in kind of his shooting position.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take it out of its box, but at the same time, I kind of want to set it
Dude,
up.
take it out of the box, man. Like, I have all my Funkos out of the box, man. They're for display, dude. Like, that's purely what those things
that's
are
cool,
for, man. You know? So, yeah, my Sweeto was definitely Castlevania for this week. I was thoroughly impressed with it. You guys, if you haven't seen it, which was all of fucking chat, fuckers, go watch it. Support that show. Sons of bitches. I wanted to talk about it with you guys, but now I can't because you guys didn't watch it. Maybe we'll hear more next week from the chatters about Castlevania Season 2. And I'm excited. They upped up to Season 3. So, cool. We'll get Season 3 at least. Hopefully 4, 5, 6, and 7 would be nice. But you know what else is awesome? Fucking American Horror Story. That's also awesome. That's another Sweeto of mine. Break, did you already do a Sweeto? Oh, yeah, you did your Sweeto.
Here's another Sweeto that I can contribute.
All right.
High Dive, which is Sentai Filmworks' own streaming service, has a channel on VRV now following Funimation's departure. So it's not a replacement for Funimation, but it is an alternative.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot, like pretty much their entire catalog is available for watching, either subbed or dubbed.
Yeah. All right, that's cool, man. All right, that's about all we got time for this week. I know we didn't run late. We were ending about on time. We didn't have time for free for all, but that's okay. We'll try to make time next week.
Whenever you talk politics, that is the free for all.
Yeah, kind of. I have a feeling we're going to be talking about this even next week because the midterms and stuff. It's November 6th is the midterms, so Tuesday we'll probably be talking about that in the
Simon Bell for 2020.
Yeah.
With Dungeon Busters. Because politics are much easier when we just had vampires and vampire slayers to worry about.
Oh yeah, shit. If it was just vampires versus vampire slayers, that would be fucking great, man. But all right, that's about all time. You guys got anything else before we do plugs and get out of here?
No, I can't wait till this fucking election's over with.
Me neither, man. I totally agree. I'm having politic fatigue for sure, man. Breakman, your plugs.
My plugs be.
We finally got the return of the cowbell. Jesus. All right.
Here's a stinko that I thought up with the top of my head.
All right.
Konami is effectively killing all instances of PTE. If it's on your hard drive, they probably had Sony delete it for you.
Oh fuck, that sucks. That's a stinko, man. That sucks. All right. And that really sucks because that was a good little demo.
Yeah,
man.
the only way to preserve it at that point would keep your PS4 offline.
Yeah. All right. More cowbell. They said, "Yay, more cowbell." Christopher Walken.
But apparently, like, I did some more research. Like, it might not be them being dicks. It might have to do with people who signed up for the PSN ID beta who were apparently losing things.
Ugh, that sucks.
And that was one of them.
Ugh. Okay.
Like socks?
Like socks, exactly.
Like socks. Yeah.
All right. Breakman, your plugs, please.
I thought I did this before, but okay.
Yeah, do them again. Nah, your plugs, you son of a bitch, like your Twitter account. But hey.
Oh, you can follow me at break_ on Twitter and at RPGrinders.
Break underscore
I give
man.
excellent relationship advice, so if you're having a hard time with your man or woman or whoever, whatever.
Yeah, would you even say like same-sex couples would benefit from your dating advice?
Absolutely,
Breakman?
and so will white nationalists.
Oh,
I mean, anybody,
okay.
yeah, to make sure.
There you go. So even if the Cheeto in chief would.
Yeah, I mean, if Fatty McFatpants wants to call me,
yeah,
Twitter me, tweet me.
Twitter you. I don't know if you want him twittering you, man. All right.
I've got him blocked on Twitter. I can't take it.
Yeah,
I
I don't have him on block, man, because
Yeah, like I've read I was reading a fact check website on his tweets and stuff like that. Like it's just like God.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have him blocked. I couldn't take it. Like
Yeah.
Wait! You mean he didn't block you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got such a sensitive ego that if
that's the thing
him, he'll block you.
He lost in the courts about that. He tried to block somebody, and he got the courts told him no, you can't block people. Like as the president of the United States, you have to listen to the American people.
He doesn't give a shit what the court says. He's gonna do what he wants, man. All right, Eric, you're up next.
So I wonder if Donald Trump's actually fatter than Taft was.
Yes, he does not weigh no 239. He's a fucking liar. But your plugs, Eric.
How tall is he?
Like 6'1", 6'2" at the most.
Really, he's that tall?
Yeah, I don't even think he's that tall. I think he's like 6 foot tall. If you look at pictures of him next to Alex Rodriguez, who is a legit 6'3", it's no comparison, man. He is not 6'3". All right, Eric, your plugs.
You can. Well, I did that earlier, but you can find the reviews I've written on sites like TotallyGN.com, BostonBestReggae.com, VogNetwork.com, and OffGamers.com. And if you like what you read and you want to support me, even so much as $1 would help me out on my Patreon.
Yeah.
It's in my Twitter description, which you can just find me at EricRPG. And that way you don't have to remember the actual URL.
There you go. Is that it, Eric?
But, yeah, that's it.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. As Breakman said, you can follow the show at RPGrinders. Send in all your comments to the show at RPGrinders, and Breakman will be sure to mention you on the air. So, thanks for everybody who does that, mostly Freak 5 Chaos. And if you want to join the chat live, we're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. So make sure, and you can comment in either chat. Mostly the chat is in Twitch, so that's where everybody is at. That's where the action is happening. And I think I mentioned my Twitter at Frank Branches. Make sure you go see Castlevania 2 because we want to see more and more seasons of that fantastic show. I think that's about it. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, and Big Mouth too, because goddamn, I love that show.
Oh, Big Mouth season 2 is fucking awesome.
They pushed some limits in the second season of that show.
It's great.
Like like I can't believe there aren't like more calls of like this show needs to be shut down and stuff. Like they pushed some limits, and I'm
like limits of puberty, of shit that actually happens to kids.
Yeah,
like, I think it's great.
But you know how fucking people in this country can be.
Real important question for Breakman: does Fatty?
I have a question.
Hold
is
on.
Grant in the season at all?
Is what?
What?
Is Grant Dynasty in the season?
Of season 2?
Yeah.
Not that I know.
I know he didn't like the name Dynasty, which is the stupidest excuse he used to not include him in the first season. But,
Dungeon asked Breakman, does Fatty McFatpants know Bodie McBoatface?
Why, yes, he does.
Oh wow, okay, probably mortal enemies. All right, that's all. That's all we got for you guys this week. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back next week, which will probably be a political meltdown show or a political happy show. We'll find out midterm. So until next week, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. Alright, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. You guys rock as always. If you guys noticed a change to my YouTube channel, I'm going to be putting some political stuff there, some fitness shit. I just need to...
I don't understand the fitness stuff, to be honest.
Would you just let me speak, Eric? Jesus Christ, I talk for 2 seconds and then you have something to say. I'm going to be putting some fitness shit on there. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because of fucking views, that's why. But I need a little bit of money to get a program to rip YouTube videos and stuff like that. But there will be some fitness shit there. There'll be some political stuff, maybe some funny cat videos and other type shit like that. It's going to be a good mix of good and bad shit. But I just really need subscribers. That's what I really need. I want to get a healthy subscriber base, and the only way to do that is to branch out and do different things. So, you know, whatever. And by the way, sex sells. So if you're noticing fitness videos with hot guys and hot women, well, now you know why I put that shit on there. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate it. You guys know I'm always available online, offline, whatever. And you can get a hold of me in the normal channels. So that's it for us, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us live, and hopefully you will join us next week, which I know some or most of you will. Later, guys. Bye.